Welcome to the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast.
where we share the real, the raw, and the utterly ridiculous stories of parenthood.
So if you're a mum who cut the sandwiches the wrong way this week,
Or a dad who doesn't like having snacks in the car, but knows you have to, otherwise you'll have a meltdown on your hands.
then you're in the right place.
And instead of going, oh my God, you're a crap parent, going, I did that too.
Yeah.
My kid's fine, it's okay.
My son told a lady truck driver that she couldn't get her tits out in the truck.
And smashed the little Lightning McQueen car.
Lightning McQueen.
Well, here we are, episode 1.
Yeah, we made it. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Pleasure.
Yes. Yes, babe. We will have one listener that's you. Oh my goodness. It has been a bit of a journey to get here, but we are here.
We are.
I think everything with kids is a bit of a journey. Like wherever you go, everything feels like a bit of a journey.
Everything takes effort.
Yeah. The quick trip to the shops, the school run, in and out of the car, in and out of the car, in and out of the car.
It's a lot of in and out of the car.
In and out of the car.
it is a lot of in and out of the car. There's definitely a lot of in and out of the car.
Yeah. So if you have not met us before, don't know who we are, I am Beck
Yes, you are.
and you are Sam.
Yes, I am.
My husband Sam. We've been
Yes.
married for a little over 10 years.
10 and a half, nearly
And
11.
We've got 3 little kids. We've got Mackenzie, who's 5, Hartley, who is 2.5, and
Yes.
Kit, who is 5 months old.
Yes, we do.
Yes. And now this podcast, which can be our little project baby.
Our 4th baby.
Oh, gosh. This will be the only
I was
4th
gonna say,
baby. That's
Because there is no more.
oh my goodness. Yeah. So it's taken us a bit to get here. We've had the idea of kind of rolling around for a
You
while.
had the idea. It took you like a month to convince me. And then I came on board. And then I went, yeah, okay, let's do it. And you went, nah, I'm good.
Well, I was busy having baby number 3. So yeah, but we've kind of started.
here.
I was about to say our heads are starting to come above water after having baby number 3, but I don't know if that's really true. We still don't sleep.
I don't think it ever came out of water after the other 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of, we're just treading water. But that's
Yeah,
okay. It's all
that's
good.
okay. That's what parenting is, I hope.
Yeah,
That's the whole point of this.
that is the whole point of parenting.
Oh,
I'm trying to find a quote that I found the other day. Yeah, here we go.
yeah.
Daddy, I want mummy is the new let me speak to your manager.
Pretty much
It's how life feels as a dad, I reckon.
at this age, when they default to mum. Yeah.
Or it's they ask you for something and you answer them and then they're like, I want mummy. You're like, no, but that's the answer. No, mummy's going to give me a different one.
Mummy doesn't. We are a team. We can do this together.
Yes.
Well,
Most
we
of the
try.
time.
We
I was
try.
going to say most of the
We
time.
try. Well, we thought we might start this off with a bit of Q&A for us, just so people can get to know us a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, that's true.
Most episodes will probably roll with like a lot of Q&A from that we've picked up from social media, like answers.
Yeah,
that have
we'll
been
be
sent
putting out
in,
questions
stories
every week,
and
having a bit of fun.
yeah, and we've got some for today as well. We've actually got some pretty funny ones today to get us started. But let's start with us. So what is one part of parenting that you did not expect or like shocked you the most? Apart from all of it,
I was
like
going to say, all of it's a shock to the system when you're used to living your own life without children or responsibility. I think the fresh parent aspect was just coming home with a fresh baby and like having her in a bassinet, putting her on the floor and then sitting on the couch and going, now what?
I think she spent a bit of that afternoon in that bassinet on the floor because we didn't know what to do. We were like, where do we
just felt
put her?
weird.
Like,
Yep. And then I think having multiple kids and thinking back to all the free time we had just with one kid and going, oh, we should have, could have, should have, would have.
all the free time we had before kids at all. Like I
That too.
can't think
I
of a
feel
time.
like you take it for granted.
Yeah, I can't think of a time. Oh, the things I could have got done, the things I can do in an hour on my own now.
Or
Compared
just the
to
places you could go.
Anyway, we love being
Things to
parents.
see. Just, hey, let's go out for a walk to the beach. Let's go out for dinner. Yeah, that sounds great. Out you go.
Oh. Yeah, no,
No,
but
it's
we
good.
love our kids. But
But
it is.
I think
it
that
is
was the shock.
Yeah.
I think that's the part of the shock. It's like life is never that simple ever again.
Yeah.
Until they're out of home, which is a long way away.
I mean, do they ever really leave home? Like,
well, no, because then you're probably worrying about them. I think my mum says you would just worry about them more because they're not at home.
Yeah, I think for me, the thing that shocked me most about parenting is just how much you don't know. Like, everyone jokes that, kids, they don't have a manual. They don't come with a manual. And of course you don't expect them to come with a manual, but you kind of expect, I don't know, I kind of expected that, like, you'd have some sort of, like, motherly wisdom or impartation of knowledge or inner awakening of, like, I'll know how to look after this child. And I just remember sitting in the hospital being like, I have no idea what to do with this baby. They sent us home and I stood and waited at the nurse's station for ages waiting for someone to let me, like, to say it's okay to go, because I was like, surely I have to sign, like, surely there's so much paperwork I'd have to sign. I've come in here with nothing. I'm leaving with a whole human being. Like, they just laughed at me and were like, no, you're free, off you go. And I'm like, you're letting me, okay. And it's just like when you first go home, it's just you and a baby and Google. God bless Google. I don't know what people did without Google.
Good old Dr. Google.
Yeah, but
or parent
just
Google.
that we have no idea what we're doing here, and it doesn't change. I've had people say, oh, like, you're up to baby number 3, like, surely surely.
Well, yeah, you do. You have
aspects get easier.
You're practiced. You actually know how to change a nappy, and you know what to
stuff like that. But
roughly it's either sleep or feeding or like.
Yeah, but the actual parenting stuff, it's like as soon as you think you've got it nailed and as soon as you think you've got a handle of it, it changes. And then it's completely different again.
Especially once they start talking back. And then you're like, oh, everything I now have done it goes out the window because I don't know how to respond to you.
And then you get through stages with one kid. So then when you're coming with number 2, you're like, oh, this is cool. We've done it before. We know how to do it. Nope. That kid is completely different. And it's, so I think it's just that constant.
I have a story about that coming up.
Yes.
For the parental confessional, parent confessional.
Just that ongoing. You never really know what you're doing. We're all out here winging it.
Yeah.
That's why this podcast is unhelpful, because we don't have that much helpful advice.
Well, that leads into the next question, which is, why did you start the podcast?
Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
Well, I'm asking you, so
you're
it's your turn.
Me. Okay. So I think for me, I've just had so many moments since becoming a parent where I'm like, is it just me this happens to? Like, the middle of a meltdown, like toddler meltdown. I mean, like, I've had plenty of meltdowns too, but I
was going to say you or the toddlers.
Having, like, in the middle of a meltdown, just being like, this happens to other people, like, it's not just me. And just the amount of those moments, like, parenting can be really isolating if you feel like you're alone and if you feel like you're the only person out there. And I think that's one of the great things of what we're doing is, like, it's not just your kids that are going insane, and it's not just you that have days where you're like, what the hell? Like, it's not.
You're not just overtired and imagining everything.
Yeah. And it's not super easy for everyone else and just super hard for you. Like, we're all in it together. We're all like.
Even though you have had plenty of sleep imaginary moments.
Yes. Oh, the sleep deprivation hallucinations and. Yeah, we'll probably tell some of those stories. Oh, there's some doozies.
We'll do an episode on sleep deprivation. It'll be great.
Probably on a sleep deprived. I mean, I'm pretty sleep deprived right now, but like on a more sleep deprived episode. So what about you? Why did you start?
Because you told me to. What's that? No, I think for me, I think it's more of a like, if you feel like you're alone in parenting and you talk to people and everyone's like, oh, that I feel like that too. And you sometimes, and then like you make mistakes. You forget kids in the car.
You've done that.
You do lots of different things and like similar things. Surely I'm not the only one who do that, but I feel like there needs to be like a platform for people to be able to share their fails.
Yeah.
That's safe but fun. And instead of going, oh my God, you're a crap parent, going, I did that too.
Yeah.
My kid's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a repetitive, you keep forgetting your kid in the car every day.
Yeah, a once off is like
Once and off here and there, it's like, oh, whoops. But
Yep.
he was fine.
It was
He's
probably only
okay.
15 minutes before I realised I was
And
like,
it was in the
where is the
shade.
baby?
It was
What
the
is-
peace and quiet that gave
You
it
said
away.
you were getting him out. Where is he?
Oh, I didn't, but it's all right. We won't go there. We will not unpack that right now.
Oh,
Let's just say we both thought each other were getting the baby out of the car, and no one did.
okay. Well, why don't we have been
That
sent?
was awkward ending. Anyway, keep going. Okay, well,
Well, I didn't really want to unpack the fact that I told you to get him out of the car.
we're not unpacking. We're moving on.
Okay. Well, let's get into the parenting confessional.
I have a little track that I made.
Cue the track. So, the first story is yours.
It is. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so this one is on a discipline fail, but it highlights the difference in kids, which I feel like is relatable. So, kid number 1 was about 3 years old. I took both of my boys, and the other was a baby, for a trip to Melbourne on my own. Kid 1 was being a naughty toddler, so I took him in the parenting room at the shopping centre. Good spot. While I was telling him off, he hit me. I was like, I'm not sure what to do with this. I'm going to wait till we're all home and your father comes home, which was a couple of days later. So we flew back home, and when we all got back, we were like, we know this is coming, so what are we going to do? So my husband and I decided to get the closest thing to his heart and destroy it.
Oh.
So at that time, he loved cars and, more importantly, Lightning McQueen. So we got his little Lightning McQueen car toy, and my husband got the chopping board and hammer and smashed the little Lightning McQueen car
Lightning McQueen.
while kid 1 cried. And obviously we said, this is because you hit your mum and you can never do this again.
Lesson. Yep.
Yep, lesson learnt.
Important
Feckle.
lesson to learn.
Yep. Kid 1 cried and said,
course.
you've broken my heart.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Wouldn't have if he was the one hitting you.
Yeah, true.
So we thought we were winning there. Lesson learnt. Yeah, Feckle. But then round 2, when they got older, kid 2 was around the same age. He did the same thing and hit mummy. So we were like, we've got this. We know what we're going to do here. But it turns out he wasn't so attached to toys like kid 1. So we couldn't really find anything that he cared about that we could destroy. But he had this molded Iron Man plastic thing he kind of liked. So we did the whole spiel. We got the hammer, got the chopping board. My husband goes to smash this toy and no reaction. So he keeps hitting it and smashing it until a piece hits him in the eye. The husband, not the child. And we realized how much it didn't work, and then got him to put it in the bin. And there was no reaction.
Jeez. So out of that, mum got hit, dad got a bit of plastic in the eye, and the kid's like, eh.
Yep. And the first one still got a broken heart because he's got no Lightning McQueen toy.
Oh my gosh. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Hopefully that child doesn't turn into a psychopath. Like, no fear. Like, I can just imagine, like, smashing your favorite
Well,
thing.
no, it's
and
not that.
No reaction. Like,
It's not his favorite thing. That was the point.
yeah.
The point is he didn't have attachment to toys.
What do you even do? You threatened to break some toys this week. Or
No,
throw
I
some
threatened to
toys.
throw some toys in the bin. And it was met with screaming.
Yes.
But then the alternative was pick them up off the floor then. And that was met with a nope.
Daddy loves that, don't you?
Mm,
Nope.
It's my favourite.
Nope.
They test your patience and your grace.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
All right.
This next one, this
I've
had me laughing
Okay.
a lot.
What's the topic?
Well, the birds and the bees.
It's my favourite topic.
Of course it is. So that's how we ended up with 3 kids, isn't it?
What's your
Anyway,
story?
so B was around 3 or 4 years old, I think, and
And B's the child, not the
B
actual
is the
insect
child.
bee.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not the birds and the bee. No,
Mhm. Cool.
child was around 3 or 4, and asking how babies were made.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
it's actually I found it really surprising the first time Mackenzie asked, like, where's baby comes from? Like, it came earlier than I expected, and I think
that's
this
because
is
you
what
were-
happened to this mum as well, because I was not prepared with a child age appropriate answer.
Well, it would have been around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, asked how babies were made, and I told her that daddies give mummies a seed, and then the baby is made in mummy's tummy. I mean,
Kind of.
yep. So we were in Kmart in the line to check out, and she's obviously been thinking about it, and she goes really loud, "Hey, Mum, what did Dad's seed taste like when you ate it?" Because, of course, like, if you have a seed that needs to go in your tummy to a
Yeah, it's like what you tell
to a
kids, don't eat
child,
the
of
watermelon
course, they're going
seeds.
to eat it.
Yeah,
Like,
don't eat the watermelon seeds. It'll.
yeah.
Well.
So every single person in the line stopped and stared at us, and I had to explain to her that I didn't actually eat it.
Oh.
And yeah, it does taste pretty gross.
How do you know it tastes gross if you didn't eat it, Mum? Anyway, we won't go there.
No.
But
Anyways, so
is that where your question came from?
Yes, the question we put out on social media this week
Mm.
was, what's the most embarrassing thing your child has said to someone else or said out loud in public?
Ooh.
Yeah, we had quite a lot. I think having had children, we know that was
happens.
It happens. We've had plenty of moments where it's like, no,
I just
I
wish
don't
I
know whose
wrote
kid
down
that
more.
is. Oh, like,
Yeah.
there were a lot of toilet ones. A lot of people in public
Kids
toilets.
love toilets.
Oh, the things they come out with, like,
They don't like going to the toilet, but they like toilets.
well, they just pick
Toilet
that
words.
moment.
They love
You're
toilet
trapped in that cubicle. You can't. You're at your most vulnerable with your pants around your ankles, and they're just like unfiltered, ready to go. The amount of times I've had to be like, Mackenzie, no, don't touch the door. Just trying to open the door.
Don't
while I'm
touch the
sitting on
toilet. Don't touch this.
Yes.
Don't touch the gooey stuff.
But
in
of
the
course,
cubicle.
you've always got the full bathroom line, people lining up waiting, and you hear
Oh, not in a male's toilet.
in the female toilet, there were a fair few mums
Always
being like,
a free cubicle or a free toilet.
there are a fair few mums that were like, Mum, are you doing a poo? Or Mummy,
fair
are
call.
you doing a poo or a wee?
But see, I feel like if you're in a women's cubicle, I feel like all women mums, most women mums.
But not every
would
woman
understand.
in a bathroom
I suppose
are
there's a mum.
mums.
Yeah, true.
like,
I feel like there'd be a lot of giggly teenage girls going,
oh, I don't know. It might be some contraceptive for them hearing what the kids are saying. Oh my gosh. My one with Mackenzie that left me a bit mortified was took her
Do I
into the
wanna know?
public. Maybe took her into the public toilet. Sat down. She's like, "Mum, why is there a string coming out your butt?"
oh,
I was like, because there's no privacy ever. No privacy ever. Like, once you have a child and they can move around, they go with you to the toilet.
I
Doesn't
know.
matter. Doesn't matter what time
You
of the month
didn't-
it is. Doesn't
you
matter.
just didn't.
Oh,
I suppose you
I
didn't
went
have that conversation.
Well, no, I'm not in the public restroom while everyone else was listening. Nope. I was like, oh, distraction mode. What are we doing today, Kenzie? Where are we going? Like, ignore the question. Let's. Oh. Anyway, walked out of there with everyone else in the room knowing far more about me than I needed them to. But
I just go into the parents' room. It's a double toilet.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I
good for
don't
you.
have that problem. Yeah.
Oh,
That's all
the
right.
other one Kenzie hit me with once. Her kindy is right next to like event centre-y thing. So there was out the front gate. The front gate goes along the playground, and out the front gate there was a whole line of adults and people waiting for whatever event.
Whatever the event
Heaps
was.
of parents there picking up their kids at the same time too. And she'd been toilet training at that time, and we were having a lot of trouble getting her to do poos on the toilet.
Do anything on the toilet.
Yeah, but this was
yes.
this was at the phase where she was happy to sit and do a wee, but doing poos was like
Fear.
nightmare. Oh my gosh. And so obviously that day she used the toilet. So as I walk in the gate, she's on the other end of the playground, and she she clocks me, comes running, and she's like, "Mummy, I did a poo!" And literally everyone, I could just feel everyone like staring at us, and I'm like, great. Good job, Mackenzie. Like,
Didn't cheer her on?
I did a little bit, but I'm like,
She did a poo on the toilet.
these
And
people,
clearly
I'm
could
like,
not wait to tell you.
yeah. Oh, she must have been thinking about it all. Like, that was her. She saw me and it's like, Mummy, I did a poo.
Because we were trying to do it for so long.
Oh, my gosh.
And you missed the opportunity.
I was like, I really hope all these other people are parents that understand because.
Nah, you missed the opportunity.
Anyway, so, yeah, the
That's a pretty
toilets.
good one.
Yeah, the toilets are a good typical place.
Oops.
School is another one. Like, so that was at kindy. School's another one where kids can
well,
come
they
out.
tell the teachers.
Oh, we'll have to get a teacher on one day just to talk about all the stories.
All
All the stories kids come up with.
We do know a few teachers. We could get them on.
Yeah.
We could ring some up.
Yeah. Someone
quite
sent
funny.
in the story when the teacher asked what my daughter had drawn. She said, "This is my daddy on the toilet with a big willy."
What's a toilet and a school one?
As a father, like if you heard your child send in, like tell the teacher that's what she drew,
I'd feel pretty proud.
you'd be pretty proud.
It could have been a small. So this one came in. My youngest once told a larger lady on a mobility scooter that exercise is important.
Oh, no. Oh, I would want to die.
I was mortified.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he's got health on the brain.
Yes. That's an important lesson to learn, but it's not really what
he's
you want
put the
kids.
puzzle together. He just hasn't worked out that there's a reason she's in the mobility scooter and probably can't walk.
Oh, gosh. Well, another one, my son told a lady truck driver that she couldn't get her tits out in the truck.
Well, I mean,
It turns out he was worried that she would take her kids out of the truck,
what?
but the K's and the D's sounded like T's. So he
Yeah,
said,
feckle.
please don't take your tits out. And he was worried she was going to take her tits out in the truck.
Yeah, don't take
The
it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's an inappropriate. Yeah.
You imagine being a stranger and having a kid come up to you and being like,
Don't take your tits out. I suppose our 2.5-year-old, his syllables do not line up.
yes. Oh, some of the words, I'm like, how is that? How is that a word?
Monster truck is da. And I could not piece it together. And then I told him to say monster, and he goes, duh. And then you go, truck, duh. And you go,
Okay, that's why. That's why.
But
Different cultures is another one. So I expected to have a few come in, like the mobility scooter, like.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping there'd be more of those.
I mean, if you're
I like a
listening and
good-
you've got them, send
I
them
like
in.
it good. I have very dry humour.
Yes. Well, these ones probably
Just be
are.
warned, I do have dry humour.
Yes. This mum sent in, my 3-year-old told me the Indian man sitting next to us was our next door neighbour because it smelt like him.
Is that because he smelled like Indian food or because it was BO?
I would imagine Indian food. That's the
I
racial
went to
component.
BO.
It's a very random place to go. I would imagine being Indian, the Indian foods, and I don't know. Either way, it's
I
a bit
don't know.
like.
What do you think, BO or Indian food? Let's do a poll. We'll do a poll. No,
You
maybe
do
not. That may not be very appropriate, culturally appropriate.
Yes.
Maybe not.
The other one we got
It's
was
got side eye.
the other one we got was we were out with our 4-year-old daughter being served by a lovely Japanese waitress when she looked at us with concern and she said, "What is she even doing here?" It was then we realized that we lived in a very small homogenous town.
Oh,
Hasn't seen many Asian people before.
I wonder if it was like a country Australian town because there's not many different cultures out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. What's she doing here? Okay, right.
I really hope she didn't spit in their
All
food
right,
or anything
kid.
like that.
Flip. Here's your sushi. Enjoy.
There were heaps sent in, lots of swearing, lots of little kids.
I
Swearing.
was a swearing kid,
Yes, that's right.
but
I have heard that story. Tell us.
Well, I wasn't because I was a naughty kid or that I grew up in a swearing household.
I'm sure your mum will be glad you clarified that.
Wink. But no, apparently my word for truck was slightly different.
Mm.
And so apparently my uncles, every time they had a chance, they'd point out a truck and ask me what it was. And because I was a little boy, I loved trucks. So I would yell it at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, what?
It's not child friendly. It's not family friendly. But all the adults out there know exactly what the word is.
Yeah. Well, I love the stories we've had sent in this week, and we've only just started. So big thank you to everyone who sent stuff in. Big thank you if you send a story in, and if you're listening and you've got stories, send them in. We just want to build like a whole catalogue of just fun and laughter and.
Oh yeah. So the what's the word? Not offensive, but my dry humor loves it.
Yeah.
The more absurd and ridiculous stories, the better.
But that's not to say your stories.
The little ones
The little
either.
ones are great as well. And if you follow us, if you don't follow us, go follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
And TikTok.
We'll be on TikTok as well.
And YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be on all the places.
But subscribe to the
We'll
potty.
be putting questions up. So that question this week, next week, we'll probably have a different question to share. And we want to get your answers. So follow us and send us your answers as we put them out there. I mean, we do have some pretty funny stories from the kids. Like we haven't even touched poo stories yet. Like that's
Oh, I've got a whopper.
Oh, I think we've got a few.
We better not not do that one at dinner time.
Yeah, but yeah, please send them on in. Well,
That's so good.
that's it for today.
It is.
We'll be back next week and the week after. And like, rate, review, share, follow, all the things.
Have fun. Don't break your children, but if you
Send us the story.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have a good fail, send it in. That's good.
Cool. All right, and we'll be back next week.
Later.